Welcome to the Midday Show. My name is Ify, and as always, we kick off with an absolute bang, your favorite show, The People's Perspective, brought to you by Adam and Eve, your luxury homeware store. Of course, I have my unequivocal co-host, the Big Bird.
Lagos, how on a deal this Friday morning?
Welcome to another episode of The People's Perspective. We have some stories that we're going to be delving into today. Remember,
Delve. I love some English words.
The People's Perspective is brought to you by Adam and Eve. All right, let's start off with this particular story as regards the amendment of the Constitution. The House of Reps have rejected the idea of state policing. So 14 voted against it and 11 voted for it. Now, we know that there has been heavy criticism as regards our current structure of policing, which is the federal structure of policing in Nigeria.
We make that superintendent of police one beat Sanwo-Olu for Magodo Gate.
Oh yeah, that was embarrassing. Yeah, that was a very embarrassing
video. You tell us say you don't get level.
Please help me forget that video. That was a very embarrassing video. Wow, it seemed like the governor was. I don't know if the governor was trying to convince himself.
That guy would have arrested Sanwo-Olu that day.
Convince the that was.
Sanwo-Olu say, call your boss out. Go and call him yourself.
And he said, yeah, you're calling yourself.
Send message. Look at this governor.
And you see how the rest of the police officers were rejoicing afterwards. It was embarrassing. You know, this is where the conversation actually, somewhat gets a bit complicated. We've spoken about the governor being seen as the chief security officer of a state, but they do not have as much influence over policing. Now, just speaking about, our current structure, which is the federal structure of policing, one of the criticisms that we have faced in recent time and in so many years is the fact that we are structurally deficient to contain the gravity of insecurity that we are seeing and facing now in Nigeria. And one of the members of the House who rejected this bill, this is what he had to say, because he had said that it was somewhat unwise to give such powers to governors, over the police. And this is what he had to say. He said, and I quote, "There are a lot of things as regards the creation of state police. There's a lot of apprehension as regards most especially the nature of the country, how we are almost, in some cases, divided, and any governor can decide to take out whatever security measures against political opponents." We know that this idea of organized policing can date as far back as a colonial creation, so to speak. And we also know that taking a look at what was obtainable at the time, we had something similar to state policing, which was called native policing, so to speak. And they had mentioned that it was one of the most corrupt and insulted institutions because some political office holders or politicians were using it, maybe to rig elections and using it against their political opponents. And remember how it somewhat got broken off through some recommendations by Aguiyi-Ironsi, and then later on, finally, they went into federal policing completely. And we've seen that in the past, something similar to state policing has existed but has not worked because they said it was being abused and they were using it, as a form of, political thuggery against their opponents. But people are still asking for state policing too today. So, Seun, just taking us through, what was obtainable before in the past when we had native policing, and with people pushing for state policing right now, saying that the federal government is inundated with other issues for them to focus on insecurity. So what's your take on that?
No, I think this decision is not a decision about the welfare or the security of the people. It's basically how would I put it? A political decision. They didn't make the decision based on being prudent or being constitutionally justified. Because if we're in the federal system, states must have the power to police themselves. I mean, even local governments. So in America, for example, you have local, state, and federal police. Federal police is FBI. When you hear NYPD, that's the state.
Yes.
New York, when you hear the sheriff, New York Sheriff's Office, this is the local police. department, because politics, just like policing, must be local. To truly police an area, you must know that area.
Exactly.
You must be from that area. So policing must be left to the community. The community must police itself. That's why states have state, local have local policing, because that is how you truly solve crime. Because solving crime is about knowing your environment. Because the true way to solve crime is to make sure that the crime doesn't happen in the first place. So local police can know the bad boys and girls in the area and keep an eye on them and monitor them. If something goes wrong in this place, I have to go and call Ify. Ify is the ringleader in that area. But with this federal policing system, that's why we find a lot of just random searches, raids, because they don't know anybody. They just come to your area based on some information, trying to execute, so that is how it is. And all police is political thuggery at the baseline of it, at the core of it, and during elections, trust me, you might see people wearing police uniforms, but they are not police officers.
Wow.
You understand? The state will sanction them, they'll give them weapons, and all this is to intimidate rivals. And I think we've already gone past this state police thing. States are already circumventing the law in the constitution in Southwest, Amotekun, in the East, Bubiagu, so I think in terms of this political checkmating, election is coming. They don't want the governors to be controlling their own personal armed force, because that is what it is. Everybody is, But regardless, the thugs that they cannot put in the state police, they will find a way to engage them during the elections.
There you go.
I know that, but for we Nigerians, we must understand that we need such policing for our own security. We need to demand that power be devolved, into our communities in terms of our own protection and things like that, And the amount of police we have in Nigeria is so laughable.
Of course.
If you look at the number of police,
we are deficient.
Yeah, so that's how you know that even they are sending deploying 30,000 police for one governor election.
Wow.
So when we're now having national election, you have to send 30,000 to all the 30 states. Do we have 900,000 police officers? No. So you have to know that some people are entering that place that are not police officers for sure. You understand? But operating like police officers because they've been given the clearance to do so. And they don't want to devolve such powers. As we said, with the Sanwo-Olu saga.
Yes.
You understand? The police is the way the federal can, blackmail, intimidate, checkmate the governors. Obasanjo did it a lot. Send a hostile police commissioner to your state.
Wow.
To make sure that nothing happens in that state, that without the federal government approval. And also for rigging elections, they control the commissioner of police of the state. The security of the election will be compromised or strengthened, whichever favors the ruling party. You understand?
So really, with the governor of each state being the chief security officer, having authority or power over the security votes, what was that even created for in the first
to share
place?
Money.
Yes, to share money to whom?
To themselves. So the governor, that's what justifies the governors have sold their birthright for security votes.
Wow.
So instead of in the beginning of this our 1999 election and democracy saying, we need our state, they agreed on the same security votes military administrators used to collect. You understand? So the government just gives you this bunch of money that nobody knows in the billions every month that you don't have to account for. It is not in the budget. This money is just given to you to make sure your state is safe.
It's safe and secure.
So now you have the security vote money with you. So now it's your job you call a commissioner of police. You give him his own. Say, keep eye and do your job. You call LASMA. You give a guy of LASMA. You give a guy of rapid response code. All the security outfits, the soldiers, you give them their own. Navy, Air Force. Everybody that operates in your state will get something from you, but you keep the bulk.
So it's interesting. Why was it agreed? Like, why did the Constitution make provision for that? And
it's not constitutional.
It's not constitutional. Wow.
It is not. There's no security vote in the Constitution anywhere.
And so if the federal government has agreed to the security votes, where they are giving, because the truth is, yes, the governors may not have authority over the police officials, but when you have power or influence over this amount of money.
Exactly. So that's the thing. So the commissioners have to be loyal to the governors to collect their rabbi every month. You understand? So that is how they want you to control. That's how you're the chief security officer.
Wow.
Basically, you're the chief sharing officer. See, that's CSO. They say CSO, chief security. He's chief sharing officer, really. And then there are commissioner, that's the pretending that came from out. He's not in the sharing of Lagos State. His old sharers told him what to do. Oga, we bulldoze you at this BD.
All right, so moving forward,
Nigeria police.
What do we do? Like, how best now that we can see the House of Reps have rejected the idea of state policing, and clearly we're in a position where our security is quite volatile at the moment. We need help. We need all hands on deck. Nigeria needs to be protected. Lagos needs to be protected. Just the other day, we were talking about how some cultists were clashing in different parts of Lagos, and members of the different fractions of NERTW were clashing that led to the death and the injury of people as well. So moving forward, how then can we contain security if this idea of state policing is not even being adhered to at all, or they're not even trying to consider it?
You see now, these people that were fighting in ARTW are the people that will be conscripted into state police.
Wow.
If they had the opportunity to form it. Yeah, because who is in control of NURTW? Are we going to say the political apparatus of APC in Lagos State is not in complete control of MC Oluomo and all his crew? I mean, everybody in Lagos knows that. So I don't like when we discuss or analyze our issues, start trying to talk as if we don't know what is going on. These people are under the control of the state. They are state agents. You understand? They are card-carrying members of APC, their leadership. Card-carrying members. But they are allowed to cause mayhem and destruction all over the place. You understand? They now catch the two oga and they remand them for 30 days. Like, punishment. They slap in the wrist for fighting. Yeah, go and face the wall. As if that is justice or that is how law should be done. Because they're working for the state. So that's what it is. Cultists. I mean, who do cultists work for if not for politicians? So we all know that whatever insecurity is going on in this country, whatever insecurity, it is only the rich people in Nigeria that can afford it. Poor people in Nigeria cannot afford insecurity. You cannot afford guns. People that cannot afford food. Communities that cannot even afford clean clothes. You see their children. But suddenly, sophisticated arms everywhere when it's time to kill people. So we all know where these things are coming from, and how it is happening. So it is not about the insecurity. Is not a real insecurity itself. Because if Nigeria was truly insecure, all these rich people can be driving around with all these big cars, going out all night. Look, have you seen Lagos nightlife?
Oh, yeah.
It's
a thriving nightlife compared to other parts of the world.
How many times do we hear somebody say, I got robbed? Being robbed in night in Lagos is almost anomaly. Except you're in some areas. But just moving.
Yeah.
Insecurity in Nigeria is purely political. Purely political. You understand? Yes, definitely there are criminals. But those same criminals that now have, do their own crime, they are doing those crimes on their time. When they are really working, they are committing political violence. That's their real job. You understand? So for me, this is look at the story of Evans, for example, the kidnapper. We were told that Abba Kyari, my G, Abba, the fashion designer, Jekomo. When he arrested Evans, they said that was the biggest kidnapper in Nigeria, the kingpin coordinating all the kidnaps. Since they arrested him, kidnapping has gone up by 5,000%. How can you arrest the biggest kidnapper, kingpin kidnapper, and then suddenly kidnapping explode?
Wow.
So something is not right. So for me, that's the issue. All these people are protected by the state, are the ones committing most of the violence in Nigeria, from headsmen, protected by Miyetti Allah and their political owners, to bandits and whatever it is that they claim is going on in this country. You can draw a straight line from those violent acts or situation of insecurity direct to our political situation.
All right, if you're listening, please feel free to join the conversation. This conversation about state policing and the House of Reps rejecting this. What are your thoughts? And moving forward, how do you think that security can be better managed in Nigeria? 0809-234-5913. 0809-222-0913. 01515-0913, 01515-1913. On WhatsApp, it's 0809-234-5913. Lagos Talks, good morning. Please turn off your radio.
Good morning, Ify.
Good morning. Who's speaking?
Good morning, Seun.
Good morning, no.
This is Malik speaking.
Hello,
Hi.
Malik.
Hello.
Ify, how we say? Seun,
Yes.
are you aware that those coming up in Nigeria have one motive? Hammer money, buy motor, rent house, collect police, spend them.
We know.
I don't know if you understand me. Everybody wants to oppress everybody. Everybody wants to oppress everybody. So the big men now does not want the upcoming ones to would enjoy. Why do you say we don't want state police? The police should still be under the government. So when election come, we will arrange your election well. Or you don't get the point? When they talk about say weapon they everywhere, why do me when in there now? The captain wait there when they arrest them. I will make those people kill the other policemen. What do we hear about them? Nothing. Look, everything in the country is organized, and they know how they play the game. If we the people not sit down say enough is enough, our mumu don't do you think the country will move forward? So no matter how you speak or how you talk, how many young men will listen to your point and say Seun is correct? Neither that will say I better leave and join the get to my town, go hammer my money, get my security, go do what I want to. We all have this problem, Seun. Till we come to our senses and say enough is enough, they will never change. Thank you.
Thank you, Malik.
Very much. All right, Lagos Talks, good morning. Who's speaking, please?
Yeah, good morning. This is Yinka.
Sorry?
Yinka.
All right, welcome. Join the conversation.
Yeah, morning, Seun.
Good morning, no, Yinka.
I actually like what you said about something going through will be deliberate, and I just want to build on that. You see, this morning I was checking the total police account in Nigeria, and I see that they are just under 400,000, which means that they are highly under police. We are highly under police in this country. So,
from that 400,000, 200,000 are guarding rich men and big men and artists and celebrities. 200,000.
If I think it's about 371,000 as of 2016.
Wow.
That is too low. Now, how do you sort out insecurity? The police is saddled with the responsibility of providing security internally. The army is overstretched. Hardly do you see any state in Nigeria where the army is not the military is not involved in one form of providing security cover or the other. It shows that our police is practically non-existent. Now, solving insecurity requires a practical approach. One, how will the House of Assembly members be ruling against state police? I mean, before you can deliberate on any issue, you should talk to your constituency. Talk to us against you there. We are the constituent state police. So what did I say there?
Exactly.
You don't go there and saying rubbish. And you find that these guys, they go to Abuja. They don't come to their constituency until after 4 years they want to elect. But see, that's another case for another day. How do we provide solutions to insecurity? Increase their counts. Hardly do you see anyone who wants to join police. I don't want to join police. But then again, there are ways we can go around this thing.
You cannot talk so. If police say they recruit, trust me, people go join. The kind of away they town now. You remember when immigration they recruit? Now 10 people die for the stampede now.
In fact,
stadium full.
Wow.
Stadium
now
full.
that you put out my mouth. Immigration. These guys receive, if not similar training as the police. We talk about corruption at the passport office we are about. The one we know, the notorious one, they could ask us, do you need that number of officers there? Please use them. Please use human interface. Pass them to the police. It will increase the number a bit. NSCDC, match them with the police. It will increase the number a bit. Ask them, NSCDC, they know how to fight on the road. Arrest them, conscript them. Add them to the police. Retrain them. And reform them. At least you can boost up the numbers. These are practical solutions. But see, you just like you said, and I agree with you. Insecurity in this country is organized crime.
Exactly. And you have to understand that this 375 we did down already. They don't pay them their salary on time. They don't fuel the cars. Police have to fuel the cars by themselves. They don't do anything. They don't pay for us. I have top cops that are my friends. When they are talking about how they run their police stations, what they have to go through to get money to run the stations. You understand? You have to understand. Is this? How can you care about people say how much is police salary in a month?
In the first place,
the bullets in their gun. All these police really carry gun. Not 4 bullets now in the day inside. They say they buy by themselves.
And are these people joining the police force because they're willing to put their lives on the line, or is because of the condition?
It's a job. It's a job.
There you go.
It's a job, and then there's no welfare for them while they are doing the job. But at the same time, you're an adult. As I always say, your pain is not an excuse or justification to cause other people pain.
That's very
now you know
true.
to carry your police. Don't use your frustration. They can't meet us on streets.
However, you know what? If we are properly dissecting issues, we need to go to the root cause of it, because there are certain reasons why inevitably crime is rife in the country. If poverty is high, crime will be rife in the country, and it's almost inevitable. So if we're being very honest, if we take a look at the very debilitating state of the police colleges, starting with that, and then putting these same people to actually protect the lives of people that they are seeing that some of them are thriving, why do you think that some of these police people make it a duty to oppress other people? Because they are being oppressed as well.
Yes, and it is such a shame that the training they receive, the way they are trained, the dehumanizing.
There you go. It's
of
terrible.
The person that is turned into the officer. You understand?
You're turning them into beasts.
It is the same colonial training system. They've not Africanized the relationship between the institution and the recruits and the people they are bringing in, that, you are coming to protect Nigerians.
Exactly.
They are still saying, you are coming to protect the rich from poor Nigerians, the haves from the have-not. Basically, that is Nigerian police. That's why it's only in Nigeria, you will see that celebrity, anybody, footballer is walking around with police. You can't go to the UK and see a Hurricane with police escort.
Of course not.
Their biggest striker, never. For what reason that he has police protecting him? For what? If you need police, call like everybody else. If you want security, you employ personal security.
All right, this is coming from Ayodele on Twitter, saying, as we consider state police, we should also consider taking the police away from the executive and making a department under the judiciary. Adegboyega is saying, if the way and manner at which the police officers that followed the CP will laugh their behinds out, and the ones that saw how he embarrassed the governor that day on live TV cannot be imagined. It was a dream that the governor will never forget. And he also went further, saying there's no politician that will say that he doesn't know the people behind insecurity in Nigeria. He knows those benefiting from the oil subsidy. He's aware of those behind smuggling and killing in the country. Sadly, he's also a beneficiary. All right, this is coming from Chijioke on WhatsApp.
The biggest smuggler in Nigeria is one of APC's biggest party chiefs. What's his name again? I've forgotten his name. This one, there's a book. There's a whole book about his smuggling activities.
Wow.
Yeah, the looting machine. That's the name of the book. And I've forgotten his name. I can't believe his name just escaped my mind right now. Yeah, he's Baba. Now they found any APC, Buhari, anything Buhari need, the money is dropping. You know, is there an APC? He's a card carrying member, and then El Rufai that time. After trying to lock him up. They were actually trying to lock him up, then they actually just actually brought him into the party instead. interesting story about the guy. Very interesting.
Very interesting. All right, this one is coming from Chijioke saying, on the issue of state police, we are overdue for state police in Nigeria. The argument that the governors will use them against opponents is hogwash. The federal government is guilty of the same thing. If we start state policing, we use the laws and the courts to check the politicians, and with time, things will improve. The present government and National Assembly are anti-people. This is coming from McDaily saying, shout out to Ify and the Big Bird for putting the people in perspective. Joash is saying, for me, having a state police should go with greater state resource control and independent local government system.
Exactly.
But the selfish government will not agree. This is coming from a listener saying, kudos to you, Seun. You've said it all. Our major problem in this country is Nigeria's governors and the National Assembly. They know the right thing to do, but they refuse. Kalewensky is saying there are two categories of people who love Nigeria. The first category are the likes. All right, I'm guessing that's not for us. You're saying, in my view, decentralizing the police is the way to go. But beyond that, we need to find a way to make our institutions strong. If not, we will decentralize and nothing will happen. Damian is saying, until we realize that our politicians are using our national resources for their personal gain, we will keep talking and repeating 1960 agenda. This is coming from a listener saying Tom Burgess's The Looting Machine.
That's the book.
Lagos Talks, good morning. Please turn off your radio.
Good morning. Good morning.
What's your name?
My name is Balogun. I'm from Bogada.
All right, let's hear you quickly.
My whole view is state police are already, I don't know on top state. We have a state police. Only we are asking them to be now registered fully. Truly, if you want state police in Lagos, even though you recruit those graduates, they will put those Oluomo and the others, NRCW, to control them. It will result to the same thing. They will be the one to have access to that state police. It will result to the same thing. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. In case you're just tuning in, this is The People's Perspective, brought to you by Adam and Eve, your luxury homeware store. We're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors. After that, let us move on to the next story for today, where the federal government is saying that 500,000 bank accounts have been found where apparently civil servants put and pack and push and store money. And of course, people are saying these are stolen funds. So we're going to be taking a look at that and taking a look at corruption as a whole, and if there is a possibility that corruption can be completely curbed in Nigeria, and how. Stick around.
You're on to your number one radio station, and boy, do I have some exciting news for you. Now, guys, trust me, you know when I come through to your radio, I come bringing you some exciting information. Now, this is coming from Adam and Eve Luxury Home Store, and I can tell you guys, this is the Valentine edition, and it's themed Stoke the Fire. I mean, guys, you will agree with me that Valentine is the opportunity for couples to spice up their relationship. Now, loved by many all over the world, Valentine is the perfect time to show your partner just how much you care. And we've come to understand that for many couples, Valentine is more than just a gift, but the message behind the gift. Now, guys, listen to this. Your spouse deserves the reaffirmation, alright? Take some time out to put more thought into the gifts you pick. Now, guys, Valentine is also about emotional well-being. And especially kicking the COVID blues now, send a thoughtful gift to anyone you care about. Your parents, siblings, don't forget your boss and teammates. You know, raise the feel-good factor. And guys, I can tell you for sure that Adam and Eve Luxury Home Store is the perfect place where you can get exclusive, unusual gifts. You know, makeovers for your homes to stoke the fire. So come in and discover what brands like Bugatti, Versace, and Roberto Cavalli have to offer. Be it a stylish dining set for that romantic dinner for two, room fragrances to set the right mood, or those cotton bed sheets that feel like silk. Wow. Adam and Eve Luxury Home Store, a place with ideas to stoke the fire of love and passion. So guys, make Adam and Eve Luxury Home Store your Valentine destination. You would be pleasantly surprised. Alright, so that's all the exciting information I have to share with you from Adam and Eve. Make that one stop today at Adam and Eve Luxury Home Store and have yourself an unforgettable Valentine this year. Alright, till I catch you next time, it's peace. As it is, no filter, no chill.
Hello, my country people.
She's the nice one, always trying to keep him out of trouble.
Oh no, don't say that.
These two are on a mission to be the voice of the people. Lagos, are you ready? The big bird has landed.
This na Seun and Kuti.
And I'm Ify. Join us every Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 noon on our brand new show.
If I open this my mouth, all tables scatter.
Father, help us all.
Talk to Seun, Kuti, and Ify on the People's Perspective every Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 noon on Lagos Talks 91.3.
All right, welcome back. It's 11:39, and to everyone who's watching us live on Big Bird's Instagram page, thank you so much for coming through, and thanks for your nice comments talking about what plans we have on Valentine's Day. You can see what Adam and Eve has in store for you for Valentine's Day. So to all those asking on Seun's Instagram live, Adam and Eve, we've been playing that for you to so that you have plans for Valentine's
Exactly.
Day.
You know the kind of things we like here.
Exactly.
you know the kind of things we like. So go to Adam and Eve. No, this I like Ify. I like Ify. It's not for mouth. Let's arrive here on that day and see things happening in the studio.
Of course.
You
Let's see the gifts.
If I look at the gift, I'll know the person that is, worthy.
Worthy.
You understand?
All right, guys, welcome back to your favorite show, The People's Perspective, brought to you by Adam and Eve, your luxury homeware store. Please feel free to join the conversation. We have been speaking a lot about state policing. Now we're moving on to another story. The federal government has said that it has discovered more than 500,000 secret bank accounts allegedly used by civil servants in the ministries, departments, and agencies where stolen funds belonging to the country are stashed.
What are the names of the people operating these accounts?
Wait, before we get to that, this revelation was contained in a statement that was released on Tuesday, issued by the Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity to the President, Garba Shehu, while responding to claims by the Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom that the Buhari-led government was responsible for the poor financial woes of states in the country. However, in its response, the presidency accused civil servants of siphoning monies meant for the states in connivance with the state governors. In the statement, which was primarily directed at Ortom, Shehu slammed the Benue governor for blaming Buhari for his state's financial woes, saying the president has never failed to bail out states every month since coming into power. So we are seeing that the federal government is coming out with those claims saying, we've discovered over 500,000 accounts where civil servants stash stolen money, and they do this in connivance with state governors. And we've seen that Nigeria has dropped again on the Corruption Perception Index published by Transparency International. So this same conversation about corruption, when you ask people what is Nigeria's major issue, some people would say the leaders, some people would say the people, some people would say corruption, that if you can curb corruption, Nigeria will move forward. Now, I would like for you to comment first on this 500,000 bank accounts, and let's move on to if there is a possibility that corruption in this day and age can be curbed to the barest minimum in Nigeria. So with this 500,000 bank accounts, is this something that seems far-fetched? 500,000 bank accounts that are secret.
I know, but what we need to discuss right now? See, as I say to people, there's no way that corruption can happen in Nigeria without the active participation of the so-called private sector. And now everybody in Nigeria is clamoring. They want president from private sector. I'm thinking, do we live in some kind of twilight zone? I don't get it. Like, we're in some kind of insane asylum that you can see clearly with your eye what is happening, but you'll be talking as if you are mad. I'm telling you, it's true. Nigerians continue. We want private sector president. That is the somebody from the private sector. What private sector? These banks and the whole BVN wahala they give Nigerians. That because of we must have BVN, so that people will not be operating secret account. Now we are still finding 500,000, not one account, not 1,000 account, not 10,000, 500,000 account, 500 as my Igbo people say, 1,000, 500,000
wow
accounts that are secret. Upon saying there is BVN, so who are the MDs of these banks? Are they trying to say they don't know that this illegal money is in their account, in their banks? You know, who is in charge? Who is their chief financial officer of the bank? Let's find out what's going on. Because they all know it is in active connivance and participation of the private sector, private workers, even the professionals. Even, you know, I said there's no way the Nigerian system can be this corrupt without corrupt professionals. Can you say you want to give anybody work in Nigeria today, they will not inflate the price? It is how it must be done. The same people that will be complaining every day, government is bad, government is a thief, in their houses in Lekki and VI, driving their big car. Give them government contract now on behalf of Nigerian people. What would they do there? They will inflate the price. Anything in Nigeria is more expensive than anywhere else. If Nigeria builds hospital, it's more expensive than the hospital built in Ghana, more expensive than the one built in London. If Nigeria builds road, it's more expensive than the UK spends to build the same kind of road. You understand what I'm saying? With 687 barrel per day capacity refinery in Nigeria costs 19 billion. While they sold one in America, same refinery, they say because that one is old, as if there's a refinery in a car. You understand? Like the old model day.
Yeah.
Not the same 687,000 barrel go refining a day.
Indeed.
Less than $1 billion or something was sold in America, while Dangote just stood at 19 billion his own cost. So what are we saying here? What are we saying? This country, there is something about the Nigerian professional that is the cause of corruption. Because without the Nigerian professional who has bought hook, line and sinker the narrative of our oppressors, corruption will just not continue. I keep saying it. For some reason, people think you are a fool if you are not corrupt in Nigeria. That's the narrative. So if you're a journalist, you have access to a governor and you don't take bribe from him to lie and sell your words, you are not a smart journalist.
Yes.
You see those kind of upside down thinking, and we sell this thinking to young people. If you have opportunity to cheat and you don't cheat, you are a mugu.
But Seun, I want you to comment on this, because I like the fact that you mentioned that a lot of these things will not happen if the private sector and maybe the middle class are not in connivance. However, this thing called corruption, isn't this sadly a bane in society that can even be found in the grassroots? The people who, you're saying that we should all come together and fight for, which are at the grassroots, if they are giving that same opportunity, because even in their day-to-day living, we can still see corruption. So really, is it more of a middle class type issue, or is it more of a Nigerian?
Their corruption is due to the fact that they have to be corrupt to access us. You understand? If we, the professionals of Nigeria, are doing our job and standing for the people, making sure that there's good hospital, good transport, we are not helping the government cheat, we are calling out the government, we are building those institutions, those platforms, those social services that our nation needs, housing, all these things that people need. I don't think these grassroots people will be as corrupt as we think they are. But they too living day to day, hand to mouth. There's no social safety net. If they don't take money home to feed their family, their kids stand a real risk of dying of hunger. This is a real risk, not the way we say it in the abstract way, hunger they kill me, but a real risk. Exposure, being kicked out and living on the street is a real risk. So I understand people that face that kind of risk, doing whatever they can to get by. But you, Ogada, you're already sitting on billions.
Yes.
This is what I'm saying. You are sitting on billions already.
Yeah.
And you are still stealing millions. What do we have to say about you? What is wrong with you? There's something wrong. You've already built one house, you've bought car, you are still going to your office to try and look for a way to steal more. Oh God, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with you. Don't compare yourself to the thief that is stealing, because he's facing real dangers. You understand? If in child get malaria, can die because of this 2,000 naira drug. There's no private public hospital to take care of his child if he doesn't bring that money.
Yes.
Are your own children at risk of dying from malaria? No. But you still go and steal millions. For what? So I think if we, the Nigerian professionals, begin to do what we ought to do. I mean, I tell people, because that's how they blame poor people. We want to blame poor people all the time. There's a real hatred for the poor here, because the rich have to make it so. That is their narrative. Even go to church, they make it as if being poor is a sin against God. That rich people are God's loved ones. If you are rich, no matter how you got rich, God loved you. Now God give her. Even though he killed millions of people, God give her. You understand? So there's a real stigma about being poor. People are ashamed of being poor. People are living in debt just because they don't want to look poor. You understand? So you find out we blame poor people for anything in this country. So even election, they'll say, poor people take 5,000 naira and vote. Don't say your vote for 4,000. While you, as journalist, you've sold your own words for 50,000. Banker, you've sold your own conscience. Laundry money for millions. Architect, you've inflated price. Contractor, everybody don't sell their own, don't collect their own. It can't reach time for poor people to have to collect their own. The only thing they can say, they don't sell your vote. The only way poor people will not sell their vote in Nigeria is the journalist doesn't sell his words. The teacher doesn't sell his knowledge. Banker doesn't sell his conscience. Contractors don't sell their soul. All of us, if we all stop to sell, trust me, poor people too will stop selling their votes.
So just taking a look at more of a sustainable solution, especially where we know that the middle class and the political, or rather the middle class and the private sector, have a huge role to play in moving Nigeria forward. How then can we somewhat ingrain this orientation so that they understand that whatever moves they make and whatever decisions they make affect Nigeria as a whole? Because we can't also take away from the fact that some of these people who might be genuine in their dealings are just looking for a way to make sure that their own family survives. The same way everyone is like, at least let my family eat, let my family get an education. So how then can we ingrain this in their own conscience and their own subconscious, where they know that whatever decisions they make, they have to be intentional because they know that it affects the lower class?
Yes, but if we strive for a good country, our families will eat. Our families will have good housing. Our families will have good health care. These things that we sell our souls and our conscience to say we are protecting we are innately, as we are born citizens of this country, entitled to these things. So why do we want to be among a chosen few giving these things as privilege? Something that is a right. Because you want to feel more special than the next person. They are not making you feel special. They're giving you something that should be your right as a privilege. You are now using it to lord it over those excluded from such. I don't think that this our fear is justified. We are just protecting ourselves. It's not. I feel there's something innately anti-African about it, anti-people, because we are raised not to respect Africa. More of the education you learn, everything you learn in school is to make sure you grow up not respecting Africa. That's why they teach you like, may the Slessor stop the killing of twins in Calabar, and things like that. You'll be thinking, what barbarians we are from. I don't want to have anything to do with this. Let me look forward to European progress. Everybody wants to be civilized. You understand? So we innately don't have respect for one another. We don't respect our land. So, but if we can because it's something that happens to all of us because we go to school. So it's something you must deliberately exorcise from your body. It's like a spirit. It's like an evil spirit that has possessed all of us. Yes, it's true. We have to understand that going through the educational system in any colonized or enslaved society where this education is given by the oppressor, you have to come out hating yourself. That's the only way they can continue to dominate you.
Wow.
So after they've possessed you with this spirit or infected you, nobody will diagnose it for you because they don't want to heal you from it. It's something you come to on your own, and relating it with your reality, try as much as you can to exorcise the spirit from your body. You know, the way you go and exorcise fake spirits, fake demons from people's body in church, especially women.
That's not the conversation.
It's true.
It's not the conversation.
We should now exercise. It's true. I know it's so anti-woman.
All right,
all the witches are always women. Why?
Let's get to the first.
No man witch.
As well as, I mean, there are wizards, to be honest. This is coming from Obi. Obi, first of all, this is the big bird, not big fish, because it said big fish and Ify.
Big fish is the band.
Yes, that's the band. So this is the big bird, okay? And he said big fish for now. I can't support state policing. Minus the governor's probably abusing it. What about non-indigens as well? Can a Yoruba guy living in Abia State for about a decade be recruited to Abia State Police?
If he, of course, now he's not paying tax in Abia State.
There you go. This is coming from listeners saying, let the government release the names of the 500,000 account number owners so that we can go and collect our share. Joel is saying, since we have Ebubeago security in the east, Amotekun in the west and north, rights to protect matters in the law court is all that is needed. The Sharia courts dominate, or they're dominant in the north, is simply one thesis that crosses ethnic segmental cleavage. Will Christians in the north be prosecuted based on Islamic rule? This is from Maurice saying, hi, Ify and Seun. The Nigerian police want the government to be upright, whilst they, the people, want to remain dubious. The corruption stems from the people. This is from Chifudo saying, we should be the number one on the corruption index, and fighting corruption should start from the top. Nigerians voted for this government believing they would reduce corruption. Family man that doesn't even go home with ordinary 30,000 minimum wage in this economy can't be able to avoid corruption. And Obi said, big bird, my apologies. Let's take some more calls. Lagos Talks, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Lagos Talk.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Remy. I'm calling from Tottenham.
Why are you calling from Tottenham?
Why don't you like
Remy
Tottenham?
again. You called. I'm an Arsenal fan now.
Bro, forget. I'm not a Tottenham fan, by the way.
Okay. Good. Welcome to the show, my brother. Nice one. Remy in the building.
Well done. You see, corruption is now a culture, and it's going to be difficult for us to completely take it out of our system, out of our life. But my question is, why is it that this information was released by the special advisor, by the publicity person for the president or the presidency? Is that his job?
Abi?
The FCC is there.
There you go.
You have the right institutions to deal with issues like this. I think he was just trying to score political points, and that is why I'm angry that I gave up on Nigeria a few weeks ago when I heard a National Assembly member saying, we have to listen to whatever the president says because it's an elderly man. It's not good to disrespect your elders.
Wow.
And I was like, how dare you? Who vote for this person? How did you get there? You know what I mean? So that's why I'm begging people. They're not bewitch us, yeah? We must ensure that anybody that has no functioning brain, if they are there now, keep them out. If they want to come in, don't let them come in. Because those things simply mean, if I'm voting for you, I am telling you, this is my life, my present, my future, my spirit, soul, and body. Take it and run it for 4 years. And if you have got nothing to offer, I'm finished. So this is what voting means.
Wow.
Keep these people out.
All right,
so
Remy.
we can fight
Thank
corruption.
you so much.
And fighting corruption, there's something we must understand, that corruption is part of real politics. There's no way to be political, to be a nation, without having corrupt practices. But what the great nations of today
Of course.
have realized that you have to be corrupt for your benefit. The United States government is highly corrupt. The UK government is very corrupt.
Very true.
But they are corrupt for their development.
Yes.
They will steal and cheat others for the benefit of their country.
There you go.
Our own corruption is the reverse.
So it's more personal, not national.
Where we are destroying ourselves for the benefit of others. You understand?
Interesting.
So that's for me, why do you think Americans are not up in arms about their government corruption? You don't know about it. The lies to go to Iraq, 3 million dead there, a weapon of mass destruction that didn't exist, all the drone warfare in Syria, all these government changes everywhere that they go to, they know that their government is oppressive and, they are committing unjust acts. But they see the dividend of those acts.
All right, this is from David Godwin on Twitter saying, Shewa, if you good morning, Jerry, I beg, make them just sell this country, share the change, give me my own take. Let me find another one to enter, because right now you don't choke. Nice one, guys. All right, it's 11:58. This is where we wrap up the show for today. Thank you so much to everyone who was a part of this show, and most especially thank you to our sponsors, Adam and Eve,
the
your
best shop in Nigeria.
Homeware
the
shop.
Best shop.
Wow. Sheon. I don't know if NBC will be happy with me.
So is there criteria for best shop? Everybody is a subjective. Is a subjective.
Indeed.
Something. It's the best shop to me.
To you.
Yes, it's the best shop in Nigeria.
To Sheon Kuti. All right. So before saying goodbye, Sheon, it's always a pleasure, hosting the show with you. Before saying goodbye, any words?
You can follow on our social media. Twitter is back, so at Real Sheon Kuti. Facebook, Sheon Nikolabu Kuti. Instagram, Big Bird Kuti. And as always, starting the weekend great with the graceful Ify by my side. Just getting some of that vibes to release into the environment is all the climate change efforts we need.
Ooh, look at that lyrics.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Reach out to me on Instagram and Twitter at Ify_I, that's IFY_I. Follow Lagos Talks at Lagos Talks 913 across all social media platforms. Before saying goodbye, let's listen to our sponsors, Adam and Eve.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.